Oh, yeah. Shalom Akim. We'll get started here shortly. Just gotta check the feed. Damn. Hold on, Akim. My stuff's gonna die. My computer's gonna die. You put in the charger.
You just reminded
Wait a
me.
minute.
I need to put mine on the charger. Well, it don't need to be charged, but I'm gonna do it too.
I gotta put it on the charger. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna get started here shortly, Akim. Gotta check the audio real quick. Alright, we sounding good. Alright, Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, I want to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. I want to give my honors to the apostles and the elders, great male, so taught is 100% truth, according to the spirits of be Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect out there, pushing his word, to the full country, true sincerity, to Yahweh say Shalom. And peace and blessings to the believers out there, which are also part of the elect, to Yahweh say Shalom. So we're back here again to the power and spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem, Shai on a Sunday. Join today with the brother Gadal. And we're going to go into Joshua chapter 13, right? We went into Joshua chapter 12 last week, if you've been tuning in. And if you haven't, we have a page, not a page. What's that we have, Gadar? We got like where we put all our videos at. What is that essentially? Gadar, are you there? All right, it's probably busy. Which I'm gonna show y'all right quick. Let me share the screen. I'm gonna show y'all. Share the screen.
It's like it. Did I miss something?
Now I had to ask you something. I was like, what is it called that we have on YouTube? Can the people go see that? Playlist. That's what it is, a playlist.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
got a
yeah, yeah. The
playlist.
playlist. Yeah, the
Yeah, we got the
should
playlist.
be.
And
It should.
I was saying if you haven't like tuned in or missed some, let me show them the playlist right quick.
Yeah, I think it's shared amongst me, you, and your side, and
Yeah,
it's public. It should be public. So
I got all this stuff on my playlist. Where is it at? Cause we got one together right here. It's a playlist right here. Yeah, it's a playlist. So it's public. It should be public, but you can go find it right here. We in the book of Joshua right now, but we was in John, First John. We did First John, first chapter, second chapter, third chapter, and then through the password of your house outside. And we're doing Joshua 1. Now we're in chapter 13. You see? So, yeah, so if you haven't tuned into those, seen those, you can go back and watch them. But today, through the password of your house outside, we're going to go into Joshua chapter 13, and Joshua chapter 13, let me share this. It starts off with the Lord letting Joshua know, you get old. You're getting old and there's much more to be conquered. There's still more lands to be conquered. But before Joshua eventually gives up the ghost, go ahead and because he's getting old. So that means, old age, he's eventually gonna pass. He's pretty much chapter 13 is gonna go into him pretty much giving out the land allotments, the particular land allotments for Jake, for the tribes, because there's still gonna be more land conquered, but giving them the land allotments. We already know that. We already like the priest went into in a previous chapter in Gadal. We already know Reuben, Gad. Not my bad. Yeah, Reuben, Gad, half tribe of Manasseh. We already know they had that side of this before the Jordan River. You see, that was that Moses had gave them to them. And like they said, because they already kind of pitched tent there, and they told Moses like, we've had substance here, so it would be nice could we keep it? And he's like, yeah, but you must promise you must go and help your brothers get their establishments. And we're reading right now in the book of Joshua, chapter 3. We're going to get into pretty much that's what's going on. As the title, Joshua chapter 13, Canaan divided among the tribe. And that's what's going to happen. That's what the chapter's going to go into. I got it in NLT too. Now, this is the KJV. It says the land yet to be conquered. But essentially, the previous title is really what this chapter's going to, man. The land allotments, the territories being given over to Jake, the land of Canaan. So if you could start Joshua 13:1, and I'll
Okay.
stop you periodically through there because it's kind of like I said, the whole chapter is going to the land allotments. You see, that's going to be given over to the tribes. So you got that.
Okay. Uh, this is Joshua chapter 13 and verse 1. It says, Now Joshua was old and stricken in years, and Yahweh said unto him, Thou art old and stricken in years, and there remaineth yet very much land to be possessed.
Exactly. So Joshua was old. He was old. He was getting old, man. Joshua, you gotta remember, Joshua, he was part of that first generation. He was one of the few ones of the first. He was one of the two people. Him and Caleb was only the only ones to make it out of the first generation. So Joshua, he's pretty old now, man. He's pretty old. He was during the time of he was there with Moses. I mean, he was in Egypt. Joshua was in Egypt, you know. Joshua was in Egypt, man. So he's getting pretty old. He was in Egypt, you know. He's part of that first generation. You keep going.
God, verse 2. Oh, wait, my bad. If I can make a quick point, because
You got it.
I think it was in chapter 11 or the previous chapter, how it go into, I know one part it went into how, Joshua was fighting with them kings for a long time. And then on that in 12th chapter, it was a list of the kings, and that's a pretty long list. Like, that's something that took, many years to do, right? I think I may mention that last lesson, like how, like, all them kings that Joshua was going against, conquering, all that took a lot of time. So this is a span of years. Hell, really, shit. How long is a generation? Like 20 some years, I think, for one generation, if I'm not mistaken.
I think a generation. Let me see. Let me see. Look it up.
Yeah, so for
I think a generation
generations,
is 20.
basically, you've been doing it for a minute. That's why I says now he's old and stricken in years. You've been doing it for a good little minute, for basically, some generations now. Because you made the point about how Joshua, when, like, at first, he was around since the time of Egypt, and that's when he was young. How much more, now? But I don't know if
Let me see. I want to see what the chat say about that.
God, just how long is a generation?
No, not how long generation. How long was Joshua fighting with the kings of Canaan?
20 to 30 years. Okay, that's about right. Generation about 20 to 30 years.
That's a long time. Damn. It said that they just giving a rough estimate. They said that Joshua It said, let me show that. It said he fought with the kings. He said he fought with his military conquest was around 7 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it says. It says how long did Joshua lead Israel overall? It says Joshua for about 25 to 30 years.
Okay.
Followed by 18 Yeah, so that's a long time.
Yeah,
25
about a
to 30
generation.
years. And it says Joshua he passed, which that spoiler alert, we ain't made it to chapter 24, but he passed at 110 years old. But hey, Joshua was getting old, man. If you be alive for 20 to 30 years, you getting there, man. You up there. Especially depending, like, if you add 20 to 30 years to my age or the brother's age, the dog, right? He's 24, I'm 23. Yeah, 20 to 30 years, we'll be around our 50s, pretty much. Late 40s, 50s, And now, of course, back then that's not necessarily as old. But Joshua, you add that up on top of the time how old he was. That's a long time. So we get back in that Joshua though.
Okay. All right, back
As a
in
matter,
Joshua.
let me see what it said. How it's worded in the NLT real quick.
All right.
Yeah, read it in the NLT. Read it in the NLT, Bubba Shah.
Okay.
Verse in the NLT, and you just keep reading in the NLT till I take the switch over.
Okay. Joshua chapter 13 and verse 2 in the NLT. It says, This is the territory that remains, all the regions of the Philistines and the Geshurites, and the larger territory of the Canaanites extending from the stream of Shihor on the border of Egypt northward to the boundary of Ekron. It includes the territory of the 5 Philistine rulers of Gaza, Ashdod, Ashkelon, Gath, and Ekron, the land of the Evites.
Exactly. So that's there is going into the territory that still needs to be conquered. You see, it says the territory remains. This is the regions of the Philistines and the Girgashites. You know, the larger territory of the Canaanites. So there's more. There's still more to be conquered. Let me see if I can put it up on a map. See if I can find that. Let's see. Hopefully it can show up because it's really not showing nothing.
You talking about?
Like on the maps, they really don't show too much on maps.
Yeah, it only shows mainly what he conquered and just like
Yeah.
a little bit after that. Really,
Let me see.
you don't really. I mean, from what I was looking,
Yeah. Let me see.
which is probably like more in the deeper in the south and higher in the north, mainly from what it looks like.
As
Oh
a
wait,
matter
never
of
mind. I
fact,
found it. I found it. Oh, I'm share my screen. Hold on.
I share it on
Okay,
there so
because
I
I
can
remember it said Ashdod and Philistine. I found it. Call out Yellow Shah. All right.
all right. Oh shit, I can't access stage. Let me see. Stop sharing.
All
There we
right.
go.
So, damn it. All right. So here it goes right here. If I can. Okay. Really, I can zoom in.
That's good enough right there. We can just see it all right there.
I can see it. All
That's good
right.
enough. Yeah, you could.
So
Yeah,
over here, he didn't.
Palestine.
This is the part they was talking about. They didn't conquer Philistine, pretty much. Well, Philistine, and then you see Ashdod right there, Ashkelon. So what we just got done reading was around this area, as you can see, like because this one shows where the tribe got their land allotments, but this is part that they didn't get conquered yet. That we just got done talking about, though. I mean, reading. My bad, I'm saying talking about. Just got done reading. So Gaza, Ashdod, Ashkelon, Gath, Ekron, the land of the Evites. So yeah, you can pretty much you can see it right there. Yeah, Ashkelon. See, Ashkelon, Ashdod, Gath. Yeah, so literally this little small little strip right here. But yeah, you got it, bro.
Nah, the water for that. We jump back in at Joshua. Let me share the screen. But like you said, that's the that's the land that got to be conquered, man. And that's what's going to happen too, man. Because like saying, been saying this the whole time since we got to since the beginning of the book of Joshua. This is a foreshadowing of what's to come on the earth with the sons of God, beginning with Yahushua. And that conquest is going to last, like it says, they ruled and reigned with him for 1,000 years. So 1,000 years, we're going to be on that conquest, you know. And after that, we're gonna the heathen gonna be put in their land, and they're gonna be their tributaries and vassals unto the nation of Israel. You see, it ain't gonna be no point to where we get too old and we got to stop. Nah, and plus the conquest. Hey, we're gonna have that conquest, man. And after that, some of the guys gonna still be prevalent, man. They gonna still be there. you know, but you got that.
Yeah. Back in Joshua chapter 13, we're at verse we're at verse 4 in the NLT. It says in the south also remains to be conquered. In the north, the following era has not been conquered. All the land of the Canaanites, including Merah, which belongs to the Sidonians, stretching northward to Aphek on the border of the Amorites.
Which you pretty much just seen in that map. You go ahead though.
Kind of the land of the Gebalites and all the Lebanon mountain area to the east from Baal Gad below Mount Hermon to La Bohamath, and all the hill country from Lebanon to Misphrathaimayim, including all the land of the Sidonians. I myself would drive these people out of the land ahead of the Israelites. So be sure to give this land to Israel as a special possession, just as I commanded you.
Right. So those particular parties mentioned, they're gonna get conquered too. They're gonna get conquered too. You know, it's not gonna be like, oh, we stop. No, they're gonna get conquered too. The Lord said he's gonna drive them out. And this that portion will go on to the nation of Israel. You see? You go ahead, though.
Verse 7 says, including all the territory of Israel possession, when you divide the land among the 9 tribes and the half tribe of Manasseh.
Mm-hmm.
It says, the land divided east of the Jordan.
And it's going into the now it's going to the territory. It's going to talk about the territory that Moses gave onto the half tribe of Manasseh, Reuben, and Gad. You know, and pretty much, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's going to start going into the allotments. Yeah, it's going to start getting into the allotments. So you got it. What was that? Yeah, right here, verse 8. You got it.
Verse 8, Joshua chapter 13, verse 8, still in NLT. It says, half the tribe of Manasseh and the tribe of Reuben and Gad had already received their grants of land on the east side of the Jordan. For Moses, the servant of Yahweh, had previously assigned this land to them. Verse 9
Exactly.
says,
So, it's like my bad. Exactly. So pretty much, Gad, half tribe of Reuben, half tribe of Manasseh, Reuben, and Gad, they already got their land allotment. So Lord's pretty much like now it's time for the rest of the nation to get their land allotments because they've already gotten their land allotments that was given to them on the other side of Jordan by Moses. Go ahead.
God, verse 9, it says their territory extended from Aroer on on the edge of the Arnon Gorg, including the town in the middle of the Gorg, to the plain beyond Medeba as far as Dibon. It also included all the towns of King Sihon and the Amorites who had reigned in Heshbon and extended as far as the borders of Ammon. It included Gilead, the territory of the kingdoms of Gesher and Micah, all of Mount Hermon, all of Bashan, as far as Selkai, and all the territory of King Og of Bashan, who had reigned in Ashtaroth and Edrei. King Og was the last of the Rephites, for Moses had attacked them and driven them out.
Exactly. And we read about these particular kings in the previous chapter. Go ahead.
It says, but the Israelites failed to drive out the people of Gesher and Micah, so they continue to live among the Israelites to this day.
Exactly. So, like it says that they failed to drive out the people of Gesher and Micah. So that means that some of the heathen within those land allotments are still there. And once we get further in the chapter, that's going to be the biggest reason to why Jake has to go off because they didn't do what the Lord told them to do. The Lord said, rid them of the heathen, but instead, Israel wanted to do what they wanted to do. And it's going to eventually be a snare unto us, and it's going to lead to us being kicked out of the land. That's how you get the book of Judges, pretty much.
Yeah, judging.
And this is, you go ahead.
Really?
Yeah, you go ahead, read. Unless you got a precept.
Nah. It says, an
Okay.
allotment for the tribe of Levi. It says Moses did not assign any allotment of land to the tribe. Oh, my bad. Joshua chapter 13, we have verse 14. NLT says Moses did not assign any allotment of the land of the tribe of Levi. Instead, as Yahweh had promised them, their allotment came from the offerings burned on the altar to Yahweh Bashem Shah, the power of Israel.
Exactly. So Levi, lawyer in Hebrew, joining me, pretty much they ain't have they didn't get no land. And the reason they didn't get no land because they did the sacrifices. So essentially Levi which I think it goes into that in this chapter, or I was probably I'm thinking of a different chapter, but pretty much Levi they was kind of like scattered amongst a lot of the tribes because they did the sacrifice. Nobody else could do the sacrifices, the offerings, the work of the Lord, except for if you was of the tribe of Levi, and specifically if you was of the household of Aaron. You know, you go ahead.
Okay. Now it says the land given to tribe of Reuben. It says Moses had assigned the following area to the clans of the tribe of Reuben. Their territory extended from Arar, Arar, Arar on the
Hmm.
edge of the Arnon Gorge, including the town in the middle of the gorge, to the plain beyond Medeba. It included Heshbon and the other towns on the plain, Dibon, Bemoth Baal Meon, uh, Jahaz, Kedemoth, Mephath. These words are killing me. Kirathium, Sibmah, Zerath, Shahar, on the hill above the valley. Beth Peor, no way. That was Beth Peor, the slopes of Pisgah, and Jeshimoth. The land of Reuben also included all the towns of the plain and the entire kingdom of Sihon. Sihon was the Amorite king who had reigned in Heshbon and was killed by Moses along with the leaders of Midian, Evi, Rechem, Zer, Hur, and Reba, princes living in the region who were allied with Sihon. The Israelites had also killed Balaam, son of Beor, who used magic to tell the future. The Jordan River marked the western boundary for the tribe of Reuben. The towns and their surrounding villages in this area were given as a homeland to the clans of the tribe of Reuben.
Exactly. See, so going to the particular spots. Once again, the land allotments that was given onto travel. We just got what? First it was who? The tribe of it went into the tribe of what is that? I was just looking at it.
Tribe of Reuben.
Yeah, it spoke about pretty much kind of been speaking about it gave you a full skip a full overall of like the land allotments of the Gad, Reuben, half tribe of Manasseh. Then it went into how Levi the allotment was pretty much the sacrifices. Then it went into how Reuben's allotment. Now we're talking about Gad's allotment once again. The exact spots because earlier they just gave an overview, kind of like the overall location of it, but it's giving you more the exact location of it, the
Yeah.
coordinates that you got it out.
So like you mind reading real quick? I gotta go use the bathroom. So like
There you got it. This is Joshua chapter 13, verse 24. This is in the NLT. It says this is the land given to the tribe of Gad. The first time it says Moses had assigned the following areas to the clans of the tribe of Gad. Their territory included Jazer, all the towns of Gilead, and half the land of Ammon, as far as the town of Aroer, just west of Rabbah. It extended from Heshbon to Ramath Mitzvah. I'm saying it right, Mitzvah, and Betonim, Beto, Betonim, and from Mahanaim to the territory of Lo-Debar. In the valley were Beth Haram, Beth Nimrath, Succoth, Zephon, and the rest of the kingdom of Sihon of Heshbon. The western boundary ran along the Jordan River, extended as far north as the tip of the sea, Galilee, and turned eastward. The towns, they say the towns and their surrounding villages in this area was given as a homeland of the tribe of clans of the tribe of Gad, right? So now it says, now the land given to the half tribe of Manasseh. And Moses assigned the following area to the clans of the half tribe of Manasseh. Their territory extended from Mahanaim, including all of Bashan, the former king of Og, the former kingdom of King Og, and the 60 towns of Jar and Bashan. It also half included half of Gilead and King Og's royal cities, Ashtaroth, and Idri, all was given to the clans of the descendants of Machir, who was Manasseh's son. These are the allotments. These were the allotments Moses had made with while he was on the plains of Moab across the Jordan River east of Jericho. But Moses gave no allotment of the land of tribe, no allotment of land to the tribe of Levi, for the Lord Yahweh the tribe of Israel has promised he himself will be their allotment. You see? So let me pull the map up, right? Share this tab. Right here now. Let me click on that. I don't know why it's acting funny. Oh. Let me go back. Right here. So we just went into the allotments that was giving onto half tribe of Manasseh, Gad, and Reuben. You know, going to where it was located. So this is right here, right there is pretty much the Jordan River. So a lot of you got this big thing in the way, but let me zoom in. Let me quick moving on it. Give me control plus. Right. You see, this is the land allotments you have. As these the land allotments you just seen pretty much. Because that's what this whole chapter is going to. It's going to the land allotments that was given. It's going into the land allotments that was given unto Gad, Reuben, and the half tribe of Manasseh. And it also goes into the allotment that was given unto Levi, which is the Lord. And this is the allotment that was given unto him by Moses. You know, we read about that in Numbers. As a matter of fact, right? Let me find a precept for it. It's in Numbers. Let me see. I'll be Let me go to the BLB. Bible. That's an NLT. BLB.
My bad, Soggy. My bad. What you looking at?
No, I'm trying to find the chapter. I found it though. This is Numbers chapter 31. Because I'm trying to find a chapter where they're purpose getting a like what is located. We read the chapter. We read the same chapter. We got into the same chapter in the last chapter too of Joshua. Joshua chapter 12. We got into the same book, the book of Numbers. I think it's Numbers 32, but it's further down. What does the top part say? It says Reuben and Gad settled in Gilead, right? Now this is speaking of it goes into them fighting them, but when you get down, right, it says 29. And Moses said unto him, if the children of Gad and the children of Reuben will pass with you over, let me go up a little bit. I think it's like 25. Yeah. I'm sorry, 25. It says, and the children of Gad and Reuben, the children of Gad and the children of Reuben, and this is in the KJV, Numbers 30 to 32 and 25. And the children of Gad and the children of Reuben spoke unto Moses, saying, thy servants would do as the Lord commandeth. Our little ones, our wives, our flocks, our cattle shall be there in the cities of Gilead, but the servants will pass over. Now you gotta go up. It's almost this whole chapter, but I'm trying to find a point. Have their inheritance, return. Where is it? It's in this chapter. Because they say they don't want to. They're pretty much telling Moses like we had great substance here. Or is it further down in the chapter? It's probably further down. Well, I'm gonna read 33 because that's what we're looking at. This is Numbers chapter 32, verse 33. And Moses gave unto them even the children of Gad and the children of Reuben and the half tribe of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, the kingdom of Sihon, the king of the Amorites, and the kingdom of God, king of Bashan, the land with the cities thereof, and the coast, even the cities of the country round about. You see? And that's what we're looking at in this map right here. Let me go back to it where I'm at. Map. I was just on a map. Okay, right here. That's what we're looking at. You see? This is the it says just Manasseh, but this is like that half tribe of Manasseh. Pretty much. As you see, there go the other half of Manasseh right there. So this is the half tribe of Manasseh. But this is the part that chapter 13 goes into. It's talking about this territory right here. Manasseh, Gad, Reuben. The Dead Sea, the Jordan River is right there. We was right here, right? This is where Israel was at when they began to cross over. This is where they split the Jordan River because they go you see? That's where it was at right here. If I'm not mistaken, some mountains around here. Moses died over here somewhere. I think he died over here somewhere. This is where Moses died and rested at around here. Because that's when he went over the mountain to see the land. See, it got Lee. This is all, right? This is the location of the map. So if you ain't got anything at all, that's it right there. You got anything?
Oh, now you read the rest of it? Oh, okay. When I left, it wasn't that much. My bad.
Yeah, it wasn't that much. It was just going. It's just pretty much going into the aspect of where the land was at and things like that.
Kind of. No, I don't.
Okay, kind of. Well, hey, that's it. Hey, well, that's Joshua chapter 13, man. Like I said, it pretty much went into the land allotments that was given up to Gad, Reuben, the half tribe of Manasseh. Right. So, hey, Lord, this is edifying to the pine spirit of Yahweh Bashma Shai and feed your lemon sheets of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. We're going to end up saying, call Allah Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rachakwadash. Want to get the honors to the apostles and the others great millstone. And so, y'all, we want to say Shalom.
Shalom.